Do you want to create your own Apex Legends thumbnails or custom 3D cinematics? Well, today I have a tutorial that'll be showing you how to do just that using Blender and Legion Plus. Let's dive right into it. Today I got a little video for you that'll be showing you how to import models from Apex Legends, how to texture those models, how to animate and pose those models, and how to use them in your own thumbnails, or even if you want to make your own 3D cinematics for edits. All right, so in the description, I have everything that you'll need in a Google Drive. You got the Apex Blender file, the HDRI, which is like lighting from the game for maps. You have the animation importer and the model importer, and you have Legion Plus. So you're gonna download all of these files to your desktop. Once you have those files installed, you wanna go back to Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, and it'll take you straight to the add-ons page, right? You go to Install, you install the model importer and the animation importer. Install add-on. Install add-on. When you first install it, it'll pop up here. For me, I already have it installed, so it won't. And then once you do that, you're ready to import SE model, SE animation. If for some reason you don't see them here, restart Blender and reinstall the plugins. You're gonna extract Legion Plus and you're gonna make a Legion folder. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open Legion Plus right quick. Go to settings, and the only thing that we need checked here is load models and load animations. All right, make sure your model format is on SE model, animation format SE anim, image format PNG, text format CSV, material CPU none, and the rest should just be as is. Go up here and click browse, and make sure you go to that Legion folder that we made earlier. Click OK. All right, so this is Legion Plus. This is what you'll use to extract all the models and animations from Apex Legends. So you're gonna go to load file, and you're gonna go wherever you have Apex Legends installed. For most people, it might be their C drive. For me, it's on my D drive. When you get to the Apex folder, this is what it'll look like. You're gonna go to Packs, Windows 64, and you're gonna load Common RPack. Now, Common RPack is the file that holds all the models, animations, effects, and other things for the game. So everything is here, from guns, characters, heirlooms, all of it, right? Oh, also in the description, I'm going to include a link to this, which is a PC archive of things that have been exported already. So there might be things that you don't know exactly what they're called, or you just want to check it out and see what they have. So that'll be in the description also. So we're going to look up a character, right? Let's do Catalyst. In the search bar, let's look her up. All right. So this is all her models and animations for the entire game. So let's find a skin, right? So here are the skins: Blood Coven, Moon Goddess, Space. Let's go with Blood Coven. Also keep in mind, there's two versions of the skin. There's the skin _V and then _W. _V will be a POV. So if you click P, you can preview the skin. Alt, middle mouse to drag. Alt, left click to rotate. Now you see it has no head. You can just go ahead and push your arrow key, go to the next one. Look at that. It has everything. Head, gear, all of that. So that's the one we want. What I usually do is I export everything, right? So you're gonna go here, export selected. Should be pretty fast. Yep. Okay, export it. All right, you're gonna go back to Blender, File, Import, SE model. You're gonna go into our Legion folder, and now your Legion folder will have all of these folders in it. So head over to models, find that Blood Coven _W. Make sure your skin always is _W. SE model, boom, import. Now when you import your model, it'll be like this. Just go ahead and click a bone. On your keyboard, type RX, then type 90. Here is the model, right? Now, what I like to do is I put the camera view in full render view so we can see our skin. Now kind of look how the skin's kind of dull. We're gonna fix that. All right, but first, let's add a pose. So when it comes to posing and animating, it's actually pretty simple. I'm gonna go here to File, Import again, SE Animation, go back into our Legion folder. This time we're gonna go to Animations. Now, all of the character animations that you want to use will be in pilot underscore the type of character it is, and then the character's name. So Rafe might be pilot underscore light underscore Rafe. Newcastle will be pilot underscore heavy underscore Newcastle. You get the gist, right? Go into here. Every single animation that she has in the game. Running animations, menu animations, sliding animations, everything. What we want to focus on are glad cards and emotes, right? Glad cards are those animations that you choose for your Legends card. And emotes, are emotes. So let's go with the sigil emote. Now when you import your animation, it'll lay your character down again. Just make sure you go from pose mode to object mode. Click a bone. And this time we're gonna RY90. And then we're gonna RX90. And you see how it went down? Just press the minus key. There she goes. Now you can go over here, hide the bones. Now we gotta choose a pose, right? So her full animation for the emote is there. What I suggest is choosing a pose out of the emotes. Posing with the bones is very intricate. It's really hard to pose to move a bone without affecting the entire model and possibly breaking it. So if you don't have experience in that already, I suggest you just choose a pose out of the animation, right? Let's choose a pose. I really like when her hand goes like she's pointing at the camera. Let's do that one. Like that, right? Looks pretty dope, right? Get a good camera angle. All right, so let's move on to texturing. So you're gonna go over here to shading. Make sure your shading is in full shaded view. So that way we can see our textures while we're working on it. All right. So in this window, you're gonna navigate to your Legion folder and you're gonna find that skin that you use. So we use Blood Covenant underscore W. Go to images. And one thing I think is pretty cool, I go to school for game art, so I actually have some experience in making UV maps, is that every UV map in the game for every legend skin is available for you, readily available. You don't have to make the textures yourself. You don't have to UV map the character. It's all said and done. So all you have to do is go here. And most characters are comprised of the body, the head, the hair, and the gear. There are some skins where there's only body and gear, but most skins consist of those 4 parts, right? So we're just gonna go here and delete this. Principal BSDF and whatever is attached to it. Make sure you do not delete material output. Only these 2. So delete. Most characters also have an eye model. See if I can click it. The hair is kind of in the way. I usually leave the eye model as is because it's just better that way. There's no real eye models in the game. Most people that you see using eye models are probably making them from scratch, and you can just simply add a glow here in Photoshop or in post, wherever you're doing post. So go to the body or any part really, click Shift A to bring up the search, type in COR, and core apex shaders should pop up. All right, what I like to do is I put the AO strength and the cavity strength to 0.333, or as close to that as I can get it. 0.325 is fine. All right, I copy it, Control C, I attach it to surface, and then I do that for every body part. It's simple. Body, albedo texture. Drag that in. Color, albedo. Boom. Look at that. Already starting to look better than it was. AO texture. Connect it to AO. Cavity. Connect it to cavity. I like to put a little order to this so it's not just crowded. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, emissive, gloss, and normal textures, when you drag them in, you have to change the color space to non-color. And for the emissive, this connects to the top emissive. And I'll show you why. See how I connected that and these started glowing? This is the emission slider. You can control how much it glows. You can change the color of the glow. All of that good stuff. Let's make it red to kind of match how it originally looks. And turn it down a little bit. All right. Gloss. Make sure you're putting that on non-color. Connect it to gloss. And normal. The final one that you have to make sure you put on non-color. Connect it to normal. And the last one, specular. Connected to specular. Now look how much better it already starts looking. Right? Next, we're gonna do the gear. So click on the gear and repeat the process. Albedo, AO, cavity, emissive, emissive, non-color, and by default this emission will be orange, so if that's not the color you want it, just change the color. Gloss, non-color, normal, non-color, and specular. And this is why I try to put a little order to it, so it doesn't get all tangled. Know which is which, just in case you want to change anything. All right. Let's change this emission a little bit. All right. Just turn it down some. It's a little too much. Oh, it's a little flat. Let's say you don't want any emission, all right? You just make it black. Boom, no emission. But we want a little bit. Let's do red. Make them red. That looks pretty good. All right, let's move on to the hair. Now you'll notice that the hair doesn't have any emissive texture. Some of the body parts, depending on the skin, don't have certain textures because they don't need them. In that case, you would just skip over it. You wouldn't use it. It's not required. And last but not least, the head. Now you also might run into this where you have textures you might not know what to do with. Just skip them. There's no use for them really. There we go. There's our newly textured model. It looks a lot better than it did at the beginning. We can go ahead and turn this emission on her gear up a little bit actually. Want that to pop a little bit. Look at that. It's actually pretty dope. All right, so let's go back to layout. Now, in the case that you do want to render out the entire animation for, let's say, a cinematic, you will go to this TV right here, render engine cycles, feature set, supported device GPU compute, noise threshold 0.1, max samples 4096, denoise. Same thing down here, 4096 denoise 0.1 noise threshold. You can pretty much keep all of this stuff the same. The most important things is to make sure if you want to use your PNG, if you want it to be transparent for your thumbnail, make sure it is clicked right here, transparent. If you don't click transparent, whatever you have in the background will pop up. You want it transparent, right? Let's talk about lighting right quick. So in the Lightroom, I got these 3 lights. I got a sunlight, 2 other little box lights, and that extra light right there. And that just kind of, the most important light, if you want to edit the lights, you click a light, you go down this light properties. The most important one is this first one, which is the sunlight. You see how it affects the hue of the light that's casted on there. So I mean, depending on what your thumbnail looks like, you might want to cast some light blue. You can always turn the strength down here if it's a little too much. Turn it down a lot. Put it like that, right? These lights are more for shadows. That are just some little extra lights that make it look different depending on how you use it. This is just for straight shadows. All right. If you go here to the world properties, here is where HDRIs come into play, right? And there's already HDRI put on there. Let's say you don't like that one and you want to see what the other ones look like. You would navigate to that Apex Blender folder and go into HDRIs. You can click this view so you can see what they look like. And here are all the HDRIs from the game. All right. I like to use one of the daytime ones. The nighttime ones really make them look dark. Let's go with this one. Just look how it changes there. Look how it changes the lighting on there. Right. It's less blue than when we had this on. So let's turn this up a little bit. Now look at how that blue light is casting on there. Look how amazing that looks. You know, if you want to change the HDRIs, you know, different. They got different looks to them. Also here, you can change this from mirror ball to rectangular to see the difference in the shading. I usually like to just keep them on mirror ball for the most part. Here's the strength. You can turn up how much light hits your model. Let's put it like that. All right. Now, when you're ready to render, make sure, again, that here in the TV, that it is transparent. Transparent has to be clicked under film. All right. So go here to render, hit render image. Gonna wait a little second. All right, once your render is done, you have to go to image and save as. Make sure you save it because just rendering it is not saving it. Save as image. Go back. Look at that. Look at how good that looks. And that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you would like me to do a tutorial on my process on how I make my thumbnails in Photoshop, and also a tutorial on how to import the map, bring that into play also, let me know in the comments below, and I'll possibly do tutorials for those too if this does decently. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.